Hey everybody, welcome to this week's recap of Top Chef New York City.
Unfortunately, last time, Ariane was eliminated.
She didn't know how to butcher lamb.
But they sabotaged her.
Somebody had to go. It's time for the quick fire with guest judge Steven Starr.
Yes, he owns many restaurants and many leather-bound books. So,
it's all about restaurant wars this week. I can't wait.
It's my favorite challenge ever.
They're making a tasting for a prospective investor.
Yes, for the quick fire, because it's all about restaurant wars. So they have to create one dish to showcase what their restaurant would be all about.
They have 30 minutes and they can use anything in the Top Chef kitchen. And
the two winners, they're not getting immunity, but they're going to be like the owners of the restaurant.
They're going to be calling the shots. Mm-hmm. Pew, pew. All right, so the bottom, unfortunately, was Jeff. Don't do a salmon. It's too lackluster.
And Fabio, a high-end cheesesteak. It looked friggin' good to me.
I would have eaten it.
I would have torn that thing up.
I mean, me too. I mean, he had a couple other things too, but the highlight was the high-end cheesesteak. But I'm surprised Steven Starr didn't like it. Well, the top was Radhika and Leah. And both of their dishes showcase that thinking in the restaurant world now of that emerging cuisine, that worldly cuisine, you know, fusion this and
correct.
So yeah, they're going to be the two owners calling the shots.
Yes, and the two teams would have $5,000 at Pier 1,
$3,000 at Restaurant Depot and Whole Foods,
and 6 hours for prep.
Sounds like a lot, but it's not.
No,
not to open up a whole restaurant.
Yeah, so Radhika picked Jamie, Carla, and Jeff for her team, and they're calling their restaurant Sahana, which means like strong.
Is that what it meant?
In Sanskrit.
It's their influence is the old spice trade.
Sounds pretty good.
I think so. So Leah picked Hosea, of course, Fabio, and Stefan.
And they're doing Sunset Lounge, which is kind of like an Asian restaurant.
Sounds Hollywoodish.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Too. But let me just say, I love how Jose and Leah were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to deal with Stefan and Fabio.
Yeah,
okay,
really.
How do you think Ariane felt last week when you guys were...
Exactly. When you guys threw her under the bus.
So I was like, oh, it's the two couples.
Third wheel. Yeah. All right. Newsflash. Hosea and Leah, you both have partners. And you both took it a little too far.
They were making out.
It was make-out central. And you know what?
They totally regretted it after.
Ow!
Because they were like, oh no, now it's awkward.
Not only did it mess up their personal lives, but it messed up their game.
Yeah.
It was really affecting them.
Mm-hmm.
So all this restaurant war is taking place at the Bridgewater restaurant.
Right.
So Sunset Lounge, Fabio is working the front of the house.
Oh, come on, that's pretty obvious.
Could you pick a better person to work the front of the house? Because he is suave. He is Rico Suave.
And Stefan was taking care of the expediting.
Yeah, because he's like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they started off with an egg roll as their amuse-bouche, which was not as good as frozen egg rolls, unfortunately.
Yes, and then they had sashimi 2 ways.
Sashimi!
And
not good.
It needed salt.
Short ribs, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coconut curry bisque, okay. The seared cod was undercooked.
Ooh, you do not want to be sending out raw food.
Leah!
That's dangerous.
Okay. And the desserts were the highlight of this menu. A chocolate parfait, a panna cotta, and yeah, Fabio was working the accent, and the desserts kind of made up for it.
Can I light your candle?
That was awesome.
All right, so over at Sahana, Radhika was handling the front of the house, and Jamie was expediting.
They started out with a beautiful, beautiful naan bread.
I
love it.
Naan bread.
I love it.
They were all like, I don't know if I'm just hungry or what. But
no, naan bread is just good. All right, a curry carrot soup, a grilled scallop with a chickpea cake, which they were going nuts
I wanted
for.
that.
The braised lamb shank, which is like my favorite thing to eat as a kid growing up. My father used to make it all the time.
Yeah. Seared snapper.
Too much liquid.
Ew, you don't want your fish floating around on the plate.
That's where it came from. And unfortunately on this team, the desserts were the low light of the
Carla.
menu.
The
Yeah.
baklava cigars. Not really a problem with that,
No,
that I heard.
but the chocolate spice cake was not good.
You know, though, Carla did ask Radhika, like, what she thought of it.
Yeah.
And she still could have made changes, and she was just like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah. And the, unfortunately the freezers weren't working, so the yogurt was not really frozen yogurt. It was more of like yogurt soup.
Ooh.
So that didn't go over too big with the judges because it looked like hand lotion.
Yeah, and I think she could have done something about that, because on the other team, Stefan took care of it.
Right. Yeah, because the freezer wasn't working for them either. So at judges' table, Sunset Lounge pulled it out of their arses by about that much.
Yeah, because it was preferred by a really, really slight margin from the comment cards.
That's right. And the desserts and Fabio, they were awesome. So the winner was Stefan.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah. I mean, he's that good.
So, he won a suite of GE appliances.
And he made the desserts, so, you know, that was the highlight. So, Sahana, desserts bad, which were made by Carla.
Yeah.
And what on earth did Radhika do? Because she was supposed to be working the front of the house, and
She was like in the kitchen and then not doing her job.
Right.
She wasn't really taking an active leadership role.
Yeah. She was unfortunately eliminated.
Yeah.
You know?
She has a lot of potential.
I really liked her cooking, and she had won so many challenges. I thought she was going to take it to the end, but Restaurant Wars is a determining factor.
It is.
So next time, I'm excited. It's the Super Bowl of cooking.
Yes, and past season contestants are returning.
You're a snake. And of course, who could forget Spike and Andrew?
Yes.
They're like peanut butter and jelly. So I can't wait till next week. Till then, much love.